Does anyone else think the lead actress looks like a cross between Margot Robbie and Gillian Jacobs? It was bugging me throughout the entire show. Hello. Today I'll be doing a video on Love and Anarchy, a new Netflix series. Two co-workers, an older woman and younger man, take part in a game where they dare each other to do crazy things around the workplace that eventually leads to romantic feelings. Episode 1 is a woman who starts working at a publishing company. She's a bit of a tyrant and gets caught getting busy at her desk late at night. I honestly didn't know what to expect from a show like this. I ended up watching it because a lot of people were upset that this was romanticizing workplace sexual harassment. Everyone gets upset over everything nowadays, so I decided to check it out. It's really not that bad once you see everything in full context. Not only was she mistreating the guy from her job, but she was committing a lewd act in public. Imagine if the genders were reversed. Would it still be sexual harassment? I don't think so. It would be basically a male coworker doing strange things in his office that he shouldn't be doing. Overall, so far, I do like the show at this point. The first episode is exactly what I thought it would be. Moving on to episode 2, the older woman, Sophie, and the young man, Max, end up daring each other to do outrageous things just for the hell of it. Sophie is a wife and mother who is obviously bored with her life. The episode also deals with an author who has missed several deadlines and has a huge advance on her next book. In my opinion, I thought the show could be a bit more lighthearted and upbeat and more raunchy, given the material. It's taking itself way too seriously, and halfway through the episode, I got kinda bored. Episode 3. I really do not care about any of the drama involving the publishing company and adapting a book into a movie. I don't care. I'd rather just stick with the pranks the two lead characters dare each other to do, but even the pranks are dull. I'm starting to think this should have been a under 2 hour movie. There is zero reason for this to be a miniseries, and the episodes are less than 30 minutes, and I still feel like half of it is padding. Episode 4. This was actually an improvement from the last 2 episodes. There was finally some mildly entertaining subplots happening, including being dared to walk backwards all day. I actually laughed out loud. Also, there's a scene where Sophie brushes her teeth in the street after being kissed by Max. And she also deals with her daughter not socializing at school during a parent-teacher conference. This is what I would rather see. None of the workplace hoopla. And most of the things that take place at work involving anything to do with publishing a book is the weakest part of the show, although there are other weak aspects as well. Episode 5. One of the pranks goes too far and may get the company's reputation in trouble. I've been thinking this show would have worked a lot better if it took place in Britain and had British humor or deadpan humor like Parks and Rec. Because Swedish humor is so lifeless. A lot of decent ideas that feel like a balloon slowly being deflated. If that makes any sense, it's really hard to describe. Like a lot of great ideas, but whoever's involved in the creative process doesn't know how to translate that on screen. But maybe this is what Swedish people like. Episode 6. The company is still dealing with the repercussions of the last incident that was caused by a prank unbeknownst to them. I did find it odd that no one put two and two together and maybe asked questions about whether or not they were drugged, because some of the employees were clearly out of it and were throwing up after the incident. So I don't know, maybe it's just bad writing, but why wouldn't anyone question if whether or not this person was drugged after they were being out of character and then they threw up afterwards? But instead, one character actually breaks up with another because of their actions, which didn't make any sense to me. It seemed very just out of left field. Also, we deal with the two leads, Sophie and Max, taking their relationship to the next level, and they almost get caught. Also, there is more family drama with the daughter getting embarrassed at her birthday party. Like I mentioned before, this is what I want: better humor with the pranks and more insight into the family drama. Most of the publishing company drama can be cut out. Why does this movie have to take place at a publishing company? I just don't get it. Like, why are we spending so much time in this place when it's not interesting at all? Episode 7, we find out that Sophie uses constant sexual stimulation as a coping mechanism, which I thought was somewhat interesting, strange, but interesting, and it's kind of glossed over, and it's what I suspected, because when she's having a fun time with the boy, she stopped doing it once or twice a day, so that led me to believe that maybe she was just doing that to pass the time. From the first episode, I did assume that she was a spoiled, bored, middle-aged housewife, but her husband is 1 degree from being god-awful and disrespects her dad, who was clearly mentally ill. Meanwhile, we also get a peek at the boy's family life and realize he also comes from a toxic background. I thought this was fascinating, and again, I have to repeat myself again, I wish the show explored more of this. If you're going to make a mini-series and stretch this plot so thin between 8 episodes, why not include more of this? Like, this is actually interesting. I don't care about a movie at a publishing company being adapted from a book, or the boss of the company meditating somewhere. I do not care about any of these other co-workers. I just care about the 2 leads and what's going on in their personal life. Like, I don't care about the 2-dimensional secretary who likes to bake banana bread. Why does she have so much screen time? Episode 8, the final episode. Sophie's super controlling husband wants the family to move to London because of his job opportunity, and doesn't even bother discussing it with her to see if she's okay with this. This show is basically 2 genres meshed into one, and it felt disjointed. On one side, it's a flirty rom-com about pranks, and then in the later episodes, it's all about family drama and why Sophie is so screwy to where she would have any interest in someone half her age. And I hate myself for watching this. I should have quit after episode 3, but I kept thinking it was going to pick up and really do something. What in the world made them think they had 8 episodes worth of material? 'Cause they don't. And I'm really starting to worry that this is where we're heading, where movies are slowly going to be pushed back and everything is going to be turned into an 8 to 10 episode mini-series. Like, not everything needs to be a series. It's okay for a movie to be 2 hours long. Hell, 2 hours would have been too much for something like this, with all the padding they did. Overall, I give this a 1.5 stars out of 10. 1 star because I did like the first episode, and a 1/2 star because I liked the family drama. But yeah, this was such a waste of time. It was painful to sit through, and I don't even know if I recommend it or not. I recommend maybe watching the first episode and then quitting after, because that's the best it's gonna get. So yeah, 1.5 out of 10.